So today we'll be discussing the Task Factory Upsert Destination task from the Task Factory line of products. Basically, the Upsert Destination handles updates and inserts of information into an existing SQL table, SQL SSMS table, with the use of a source. So I'll go ahead and set one up for you, just a quick example, and I'll do it live. So we have an OLEDB source. And I'll locate a table that I'll use. We'll go ahead and we'll use the Upsert destination table. Now I have information in here, John XXXX, just random testing information. Set up our columns. We're all good there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the Upsert destination, which is here. Okay, we'll connect that constraint to the Upsert. After opening up the component, we'll go ahead and we will identify again the connection manager that we're using. But what we're going to do here, and what's really cool, and I just want to show you from an initial load standpoint what the Upsert can do, we'll go ahead and we'll access a table. Now we're going to create a new table here. You don't have to, you can create an existing table, but because I'm setting new information, I'm going to create the table itself. So I'm going to name this, let's see, I'll name it the TF Upsert video project. And I kind of made a common mistake here. When you're actually naming this, you don't have to have spaces again because you're in the brackets there. It's going to be recognized. So I can actually space that out. Should have no problem. Create the table. Alright, now what we're doing here is we're inserting and updating new information. Now, for an initial load, you have no information update. You're just inserting information. So, essentially, I'm done here. All I would have to do is just click the insert, be done. Don't even have to map a key because I'm only inserting information. On the advanced tab, I would be using the bulk method, which would be, back here. Upsert method, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to use the standard upsert method without a flag column, all of these because we're just inserting information. So nothing we really have to work here. It is done in bulk already. It's just how it works. As you can see here, it says can only be used if bulk update is not the update method. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and close out of this, click OK, and essentially I could run the component and that field would populate. In fact, I'll go ahead and do that now so you can see it. Click Execute Package. And I have 20,000 rows that are going to be set to a destination. My destination is in here. Let me locate it. We'll refresh this. Okay, and let me scroll back up. Close out, refresh the database. Let's open this back up, and we should see it. The Task Factory. There's the video project. Right click, select top 1000. Why not? So we select the top 1000, and we see that our table is inserted. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to take the Upsert destination, our original source here. I'm going to click Edit Top 200 Rows, and let's say some information has changed. John is no longer John XXX. We're going to simply change him to John 2. Hit Enter. Click Save. We'll go back to our package. Go ahead and keep it from running here. I'll stop it. Open this. Select my Task Factory Upsert destination. Preview. Verify that information has changed. Click OK. I will go into the Task Factory Upsert destination. As you can see, we had insert selected. Now we're going to select update. Now you don't have to unselect insert if you don't want to, because when you're performing maybe on a schedule, you'll have new information that's coming in or new rows. You want to have that insert in there so that new information is inserted, right? So we can keep that. So basically we have insert, we have update, and that's where we get our upsert effect. So when you do use the upsert or the update, you will need to select an ID. Column here. Now column mapping, I select an ID. You can select multiple ones. I have two here I'll select, so I've done that. Now, the update method. This is where I was referring to the bulk update. So when you're using only update, you'll notice when I select unselect update that update method is gone, and we can't select the bulk because we're only inserting. We select update, we go to the update method. You'll see that again, the bulk update is the best method to use here. Now you can use column compare. Again, it's going to run a little slower only because it's based on column values. And then you have the timestamp compare, last update compare. So to be honest with you, when you're running the component, it's the best practice to go ahead and just use the bulk update. We can get into the other functionality a little later. Now, if you're processing loads of information, we're saying 50, 60, 70, a million rows, the turn off internal transaction here. If you select the turn off internal transaction, what's going to take place is basically it's going to prevent table locking. You know, when you're using with large amounts of information, sometimes when that information is coming through, uh, the environment sees this and says, "Oh, hold on, let's go ahead and lock the rest of these tables so that we don't run into inserts or updates that are made that don't need to be made." Now, that's how that's handled. So we can do that. Again, that's a common thing you want to do maybe when you're using the SCD component. And I'll show you where I have that marked in my SCD package. You could probably check in a previous blog that I've done. But we'll go ahead and we'll just leave this marked for time's sake. But just so you know, when this is checked, it does have a slight impact on the performance of the Upsert destination, but not drastic, not enough to really take a big note, a big difference in there. So we'll leave it as is for now. But again, just a little more functionality you have within the component. So what we'll see here is we basically mapped our keys. Now we again are going to update the information in that table we created. I'll click OK and I'll right click on the package, click execute, and we should see it succeed. 20,000 rows. There we are. Now I'm going to go right back here into my table, and let me go back to that table. Give me one moment. Click out of that. Okay. Click out of that. And here we go. So we should see that this did succeed. Select top 1000, and bada boom. We do see that John XXXXX has now been changed to John 2. So the update did take effect. Now, if you have more information you want to insert a row or what have you, you can do that. It'll handle the same way. It'll just insert an additional row. Instead of having 20,000 rows, you'll have 20,001. So it's a real cool thing to use. Great component from the Task Factory line of components. But just to show you again in reference to that advanced tab with the turn off internal transactions, and I'll use a little side note here for you. Go ahead and show you how that's done. Open up the SCD package. Now, in my SCD package, I don't have much information going through it, but I do have about 50,000, but I do have the turn off internal transactions checked. If I don't have this checked and my information changes or I have more information go into it for whatever reason, table locking may occur, or deadlocking as it's referred to. So to prevent that, just make sure all of your destinations, to include your OLEDB destinations as well, you have the table lock checked. So again, it's pretty straightforward component here from Task Factory, but again, functionality is outstanding. Now, the one thing you can't do is delete rows with the Upsert destination. You can, however, as you can see here, use a merge statement. It's rare that we do use it, but as you can see, it says checking this option will use a single merge statement instead of generating insert, update, and delete a row flag mode-only statements to upsert the data into the destination. So not that really you can handle actually with deletes within the component itself. As far as updating the information is concerned, just updates existing information, doesn't remove it. So just wanted to bring that to your attention. Again, it is a really a fantastic product, and hope you guys have time to play with it and use it. If you have any questions, as always, drop me a line at kwoods.techtalk.wordpress.com. Shoot me a line or an email. I'll be more than happy to respond to you. So again, have a wonderful day. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.